Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. As the recording of this, it is Thursday, November 14th, 2024. I have just stepped outside of my hotel room here at these accommodations at the top of the World Motel. It's a little windy, well, slightly windy, a little gust. I should probably have the facial thing on and my gloves on, but I don't. Just popping out here for a moment to make sure that my rental truck starts. And I have procured a piping hot caffeinated beverage. I have not had any luck with seeing the aurora borealis, the northern lights, on this trip. Right now, there is a supposed 35% chance that I could see them, but there's a lot of cloud cover. However, I am getting a little bit of sun. The sun's not gonna rise for another hour or two, but there's a little bit peeking from the clouds over there. Ooh, it's cold. I'll make this quick. Get my gloves on. Join me. Get the intro done. See if the truck starts. Shall you? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, there's different apps you can use to look and see if the northern lights are going to be out. Those are not the northern lights over there. That's just pre-sunrise for the 3 hours of sunrise that will be here today. Last night in my room, I watched the 30 Days of Night horror film, which was filmed, I guess, in New Zealand. It was not filmed here, but it was based completely on the town I'm in. And after staying here, I must say they did a good job representing this place, because it's pretty dang accurate, because I have not seen any zombies or polar bears. Right, it cranked. I gotta turn this back in today. I'm noticing I didn't plug this in, but a lot of the vehicles are plugged in here. I'm not really sure what this is, maybe to keep the battery charged. Most of the automobiles here in town have a plug-in right at the front into the engine there. Also, speaking of polar bears, I had heard that you're not supposed to lock your doors here. And the reason for that, as much as you would want to, it's a habit, you know, for most people to lock their doors thinking that whatever they have in their car might get stolen. But it is proper etiquette here in this town to leave your doors unlocked in case someone is walking around or coming out of a shop or a store or their motel and a polar bear is charging towards them, so they can go to any door and open it up to be safe. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds interesting. This is the other name of the town, Utqiagvik. The name was recently changed to that from Barrow, I believe is how you really pronounce it, but I've been saying Barrow. But also known as Utqiagvik, which nowhere in town shows that name. Everyone says Barrow or Barrow. All the stores have that on there. It's 8 degrees. It's 10 a.m. right now. Well, it's 9:59 a.m. Sun will be rising at 11:52. And I have just lost cell phone signal. This morning I haven't had cell phone signal. Thankfully I was able to get my video uploaded this morning from the Wi-Fi in here. Usually I will just tether from my phone. And the first day or two, I had cell phone signal. I have AT&T as my provider. I've heard other providers here, there are no cell phone towers, so sometimes it's difficult, but I've been pretty lucky until today. Got the video uploaded, made it live, started today's video, and I have no cell phone signal now. However, I am flying out of the airport, I think at 4 o'clock tonight. There's one flight out of here, one flight in, one flight out every day. Unlike the movie 30 Days of Night, where there's a certain time of the year, 1 month a year, where no planes come in. I don't think that's factual. There's one plane in, one plane out. I'm going back inside. My hands are cold. Yeah, the airport's over there. Now I'm just gonna assume those are not the northern lights. I've seen pictures of the northern lights, the aurora borealis, and I don't think that's it. I think that's the pre-sunrise. Or maybe that is, I don't know. Either way, I'm in the north. I'm in the extreme north, and those are lights. But I don't think those are them. Once I get back inside and tap into the Wi-Fi, I'll show you the app that shows the probability of seeing them, but it's just so cloudy. One last look at the whale bone arch over here. Yeah, I guess polar bears can run 25 miles per hour, so you wouldn't have too much. Oh, there's like a grouping of birds flying across the water. That's kind of dark, but look at me. You see them? Kind of zoomed way in, but yeah,
I don't know why it seems brighter today than it did yesterday. At this hour, let's like 10:15 a.m. Last look at the bone arch in the Arctic Sea. I wouldn't call it the Arctic Ocean, but this is just a sea. It's a little precursor leading into the ocean. Nonetheless, it's still very eerie and frozen. It's part of the Arctic Ocean, but it's actually the sea version. Yeah, actually getting some good little pre-dawn over there. Now this hotel, so the flight up here was not cheap. The flight back is not cheap. To get here is not cheap. The food here, not cheap at all. Groceries, insanely expensive. Food, very pricey. And this hotel, a little over $300 a night. Stayed here 2 nights. But I'm glad I did it. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I never ever thought I would get up here. But I made it. And checkout is at noon. My flight does not board till 4:30. So if I want to have an extended checkout till 2, it's an extra $100. So I could do that, relax in the warmth of my hotel room, or I could just sit in the rental truck until I turn it back in, until my flight boards at 4. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I think I will check out at noon and just peruse around town until it's time. So this is the aurora map and the probabilities. So I'm kind of right in it. The green and I guess that orange would be the high probability. The problem is, so you can see it's 10:12 right now. I've tapped into the Wi-Fi, but I'm on SOS, which means I do not have cell phone signal at the moment. So thankfully I have Wi-Fi here and got everything I needed to get done. As far as the interwebs go, as far as getting the videos uploaded and all that. And when I get to my destination, I should tap back into cell phone signal. However, look at clouds. Look at the cloud formations here. So this is like how cloudy it is. So that's why you can't really see much of it. However, it does seem a little brighter today. I mean, it's not bright by any means, but it does seem a little more visible today. So who knows? The aurora map. Still haven't seen the aurora yet. Nice little view here out the window. I kind of opened it up just to get a little. I'm going to close it back because it is cold out there, but a little view here of the post office down there, and the lights over there. I might actually be able to see a sunrise. Kinda, sorta see a sunrise from here before departing. Kind of a nice little sunrise. Little heavy machinery scraping the snow and ice there off the parking area of the post office. Alright, I've decided to go ahead and check out. It's noon right now. One thing I'm noticing, whenever I go to touch any of the metal door handles the whole time I've been here, it's like, oh, it's probably because of the cold. It's always like a little shocking. Got my backpack, luggage. Let's get out of here. Alright, getting some gas. Price here, $6.90 a gallon. Fueling up at a place called Eskimos Incorporated. This is the most northern point
I will ever fuel up and get gas. And self-pumping, northernmost self-pumping gas nozzle in America. Think about that. That just happened. That guy's gotta fill up his snowmobile right there. Also, first time I've ever used these hot hands. I brought some with me. I don't know why I didn't use them until today, but yeah, worked pretty good. You just open the package and they're pretty warm. You keep them in your pockets if you're not wearing gloves, which I'm not when I'm driving around. You have these in your pockets, and then when I go inside, I can always like dip my hands in the pockets, take the gloves off, and these are kind of nestling and warm. They're pretty good. Never used those before. I would imagine just as many people fuel up their snowmobiles or snow machines here as they do automobiles. Still haven't seen a polar bear. Got a little time though. So the lady at the rental car place where I rented it yesterday, I'm going to drop it off here in a little bit, said that the airport building does not open until about 2 or 2:30. My plane boards at 4:40. I think it takes off at 5-ish. A little after 5. The sky looks very unusual, right? But it basically, it's not like an area you can go in and just really. It's not really a comfortable spot to wait around. It's just one room. So I don't know how long I'm going to be there. So I probably might not show up until just before it's time to board. The sky looks so eerie. Not your traditional airport here, that's for sure. I shared this yesterday, the police department. I wonder how much crime there is here in the snow areas. There's a little place over here that's open called Osaka's. Dog is saying hello. Osaka restaurant. I think I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. I have nothing but time. I gotta burn a little time beforehand, plowing the snow over there. Go inside. Attitude of gratitude. Ocean's right over there, the sea's right over there. Keep on whaling. Polar Haven, look at that. Polar Haven, there's a polar bear right there. I'm hoping that this is a sit-down inside type of place. I would imagine it is. I know some of the places in town are just takeout, but hopefully this is a sit-down place. I've got a map here. A map here of the town. There it is, Osaka. Hello. Oh, I want to eat. Want to get some food. Got some miso here. All right, they got sushi and other assorted items. Japanese dinners. Sushi. I want sushi before getting on a plane. Definitely don't want to be out in the elements. Sit in here instead. Thank you.
Very often.
I think I'm going to do an Alaska roll.
Alaska roll, yes.
Yeah. And then just some like chicken rice. I ordered a couple of things. I'm kind of wondering, so the window is right there, so I can see my rental and my bags are in there. But I wonder if the whole leave your doors unlocked so the polar bears, if someone's running from a polar bear, they can get in your car thing or something. I don't know, just a weird thing I'm thinking. What if that's what they tell tourists? That way, when you have your bags in the car, they're just open to, you just open the door. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but anyway, I can see it right out the window, so it should be good. This is chicken fried rice. And I ordered an Alaska roll. I figured, when in Alaska? Why not, right? Which I think is just a California roll with salmon on top. Is that what I think that's what the menu said? A little soy sauce on this. A California roll with salmon on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
an Alaska roll in Alaska. This might be the most northernmost sushi place. Alright, total $47 without the tip. My meal yesterday was $48 when I ate at the other restaurant, Chinese food place. And I've eaten Osaka, Japanese cuisine, $1 cheaper. Take a look at this shirt right here. There's a polar bear, and the shirt says "Top of the World." About 15-20 minutes till 1. Again, my flight isn't board till... Hello, dog. Alright, heading out. Look how many people have pushed on this at the coloration of the paint. It's changed. Back out into the elements. That is a pretty cool view there. Across the horizon. Across the airport that I'll be heading over to soon. Nice little like sun coming up there. For just a short while. Beautiful. I'll take a look. So this is not the plane I'm going on, but evidently there is a smaller, maybe a personal plane that either just landed or is taking off soon. Right here. So there is more than one flight that lands here. But as far as the main flight going to Anchorage, it's just the one. One in, one out. And on occasion, those flights will be canceled due to fog and low clouds. So I'm crossing my fingers that does not happen, because I definitely would like to leave here today. I think this is about to take off. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, there it goes. You going? Yeah, there it goes, there it goes. That's a small plane. Much smaller than the one I'm going to be on. I'm also curious to see how many people are going to be on the plane. Coming in, there was surprisingly more than I thought there would be. There it goes, that little one, taking off into the clouds. Look at that. Right off into the clouds. See you, plane. That is so cool looking. Look at that. Just a little inkling of the sun over there. That's about as much as going to come out today here. It's interesting to me, all these little metal dumpsters through here, trash receptacles, all have things written on them. This one says, when mom and dad smoke, the whole family smokes. That's a very interesting accommodation. It's like this little trailer here combined with a house. Doesn't look like anybody's living in it at the moment, though. Nice little igloo-looking building right there. This might be the most unusual road that I've ever seen, name-wise. Look at this. Cake Eater Road. I like that. That's an unusual road name, right? Not a whole heck of a lot to do here in this town. I would imagine if you live here and you work here,
That would give you something to do, but I think I've pretty much seen most of the things that can be seen. The majority of them, the hot spots, if you will. Also happy to report that I got cell phone service back. I keep checking to see if I've gotten any kind of alert that my flight is not happening, and it seems to be that it's good to go. My accommodations for the evening when I arrive in Anchorage, if I arrive in Anchorage, are dependent upon, I'm going to wait till I'm on the plane and know I'm taking off before I book them, because if I don't go there, I don't need a hotel because I'll be here tonight. I drove by this yesterday, but now I pulled over to get out and take a look at it. Let's say goodbye to the whale bones. Woo! Ooh, that's deeper. That's even deeper. Two of these in town. The other one's over by the Wiley Post Memorial, or by the airport where I'm going. I mean, the town's pretty small. It's all a couple miles. London's 4,114 miles from here. New York, 3,380. Says love always. It's also interesting, they changed the name to this town several years ago, but everywhere in town still states it as its original name of Barrow. Right there, look at that. The top point of America. The farthest, tough to talk, my lips are starting to get numb. Farthest northward town in the US. So glad I made it here. And it is so cold. Just being out for like 4 or 5 minutes at a time starts to sink into your bones. So I'm usually pretty good. I can jump in and out of a car, go inside, go outside, go inside of a building, outside of a building. I'm good for the first few minutes. But if you were out in this for an extended amount of time, it would not only be uncomfortable, but it probably would not end well. At least for me. Okay, I've dropped the rental car off. It's almost 2 o'clock. So I'm going to be getting to the very teeny tiny one-room airport a little earlier than I thought, but turned the car in, checked the mileage, didn't go that far in it, filled it up, took care of business, got my receipt, but now going to walk along the only paved road here in town. This is the only one. All the other ones are unpaved and they're just from dirt or, you know, packed non-concrete, non-cement, unlike this one. And that's due to permafrost, which is kind of nice driving around. I mean, this road has a lot of ice on it, you could see, but the other roads didn't because they were not concrete. Certainly like new experiences, and this whole trip, this whole Alaska trip, especially the last few days, well, the whole trip. It's not over yet. It's almost over, but still continuing on. Going back to Anchorage. Really like experiences, and this has been one. This almost looks like something you see in like a southern state farmhouse. But there's one here in Alaska too. So not too far of a walk, not too far of a commute over to the little building there that is the airport. Okay, this says Alaska natives are the healthiest people in the world. That's what that says on the side, little smiley face there. Okay, yeah, this is concrete pavement. It's a little slick, a little black ice accumulated there. Very unique airport terminal, right? This is it. Here's the North Slope Barrow Police Department. Look at the little whale polar bears. Right there. There it is. Crossing my fingers. This flight gets off. It's kind of hard to cross them when you got gloves on. I'm kind of cross them. My fingers are bulkier than normal. But I can get out of here today. I've seen it. I've seen the town. I did it. No overnight parking here either. Here it is. Oh my gosh, there's a working payphone. This is where I'm going to be camped out for a couple hours. Check this out. Pre-engineered metal buildings is what this is. Alaska Airlines Terminal. Here in Barrow. Architect was out of Anchorage, where I'm flying. Was completed in March 1998. It was given Metal Architecture Design Award achievement. Alright, so I'm just gonna hang here for just a little bit. So it's like almost like the check-in desk is there, check baggage desk is there, TSA is over there. It's all in one room. Everything's in this one little room. Alright, current temperature here at 2:30 is 7 degrees. So I get to Anchorage, assuming I get to Anchorage, 21 degrees. And the sun will be setting there at 4:30. Either way, by the time I land, the sun in both spots will be completely gone. But Anchorage, the sun, 2 hours later, so the sun sets here at 2:20, and then in Anchorage, where I'm going, 4:30. I'm looking at the map right here. There's actually not a lot of people in here at the moment. I can't imagine it's going to be really full, probably until the next flight arrives and everyone gets off, kind of like I did a couple days ago, just to show how big Alaska is. You got the southern portion all the way down here, all these islands. You got Canada over there, but all this big chunk is Alaska. And where I am, out of this massive, massive, massive state, the biggest state out of all the U.S. states, I am right up here at the tippy, tippy, tippy top, right there. That is me. I walk back outside, get a little fresh air, pacing around, stretching the legs. See the sun's gone down already. Almost time to board, about another half hour. It's filling up in there now, definitely people showing up. People getting dropped off in little taxi cabs. Ooh, brisk out here, feels good. Small doses. Okay, that's enough. Back inside. Or maybe the other door.
Thank you for flying with us today. For those guests on flight 50, we know it's important for you to have access to your items.
There's the arrivals and departures. Anchorage to here, here to Anchorage. I don't know if one arrived though. I think we're just going there one way. That's the departures and arrivals right there. There's also a picture of a polar bear right there. I never saw one in the flesh though. Alright, that was something. We're all kind of corralled over here. This little area right here now. Went through the little checkpoint. Now we're all just kind of corralled waiting to go outside.
More than welcome to go to the back so that way we can have other people come through.
Guess we're going outside. Okay, we're going into a tent outside. Little waiting area outside. That's where the plane's going to land. Going into a tented area. Look at this. Yeah, this is something else. This is something else. I'm inside an outdoor little heated tent section. And this is already gone through security. TSA's passed, and now we're waiting over in this little enclosed. I wouldn't say it's warm in here, but it's warmer than it would be outside. Right? Wow. Right out there is the plane. In fact, there are people getting off of it. That's flight 51. That's the same flight I took up here the other day. I guess I've been in town 48 hours, 2 days, 2 full days from my plane landed. The day before yesterday, flight 51 came in. 51, I didn't miss it, 41. So once you get all corralled in here, then everyone just embarks off the plane out there. And I'm now getting on flight 50 back to Anchorage. It's definitely an experience. There in the snow. I've never been in a portable igloo on the tarmac before. First time for everything. This is definitely not par for the course for normal flights. I show my ID, boarding pass, going through security. I show the boarding pass again, getting out of this little inflatable igloo thing on the tarmac igloo. I'm going to be sitting in seat 23A, which I believe is a window seat, towards the 3/4 of the way back in the back of the plane. Something's backing up outside, right outside the igloo. Power in this thing that's keeping this thing inflated, I guess, and also, no, actually that's probably pumping the heat in. Well, maybe a little bit of both. Pilot right there. Wow. This is not the same exact plane as I flew in up here on 2 days ago. It's the same style of plane, a 737-800-900 with a RAF system. Last time I think I was 3 rows back in 26 maybe, and I was on that side of the plane. Now on this side of the plane.
Good feeling loud time weather as we get closer. Meantime, back relax the door flight. Welcome aboard.
getting off the ground, I've gone ahead and booked my hotel in Anchorage. Captain said clear skies, this should be good. A little cloud cover, but nothing major. You know what would be wild is if I was able to see the northern lights from the plane. Oh my gosh, that would be like a magic moment. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's a little bit. We're to the east of where the plane's taking off. The blue dot is me. Never know though. We'll see what happens. That is an illuminated windsock. Myself. No connecting flight on this one, just straight down to Anchorage. And I didn't see any vampires while I was in Barrow. It was pretty wild watching the movie 30 Days a Night last night in my motel room. Here goes. Peace out. Peace out, Barrow. Something. You were definitely something. descent. Maybe one of the most turbulence I've been on in a while. I mean, this whole thing is just bouncing around.